And welcome back to Tabletop Goodness! If you like family games that play fast and with up to 6 people, well, you are in luck today. I'm reviewing the 3rd edition of Doomlings, a hilarious card game for the end of the world. And full disclaimer as well, I have received the base game for review purposes. With that out of the way, let's get started. The rules are easy to follow. You'll be playing through 3 so-called ages, during which you build your Doomling species. Every age affects the current round and will modify some of the rules. For example, we have High Tides, which has you draw and discard a card from your hand. The age deck will be built out of all available ages, and look at that variety. This means that each game is going to be quite different from the last. You build 3 age piles made up of 3 ages and 1 catastrophe each. So basically, you have a 1 in 4 chance to flip a catastrophe card. If you flip the 3rd catastrophe card, the game ends and scoring starts. The highest score will win the game. If you played Pandemic, for example, you know how you can sometimes be quite unlucky and flip a catastrophe on your first turn. Every player draws 5 cards and receives a gene pool card. The gene pool card basically says how many cards you're allowed to hold at the end of your turn. If that's 5 and you have less, you draw up to 5, otherwise discard down to 5. This is called stabilizing. Now, let's look at the trade cards. And this is where the fun truly begins. Every single trade card in Doomlings is different. A huge plus in my eyes, as this means there is, so much variation. And I love it. The art is super cute, and my daughter, while she cannot play the game yet, had a blast going through the cards just looking at them. Every player plays 1 trade in turn order, unless ruled otherwise on the cards, and then the next age card is flipped over. Rinse and repeat, easy peasy. Every trade card is built similarly. They have a color or are colorless, which tells you a bit about the category of the card is in. Blue is often defensive, red is offensive, and so on. They do have a card value that will be counted at the end of the game, usually an effect, and oftentimes a trait icon. And there is a total of 6 icons actually. Let's check them out in a bit more detail. The requirements icon means that you have to fulfill certain requirements in order to play the card. The Play When icon tells you that you can play this card out of turn order under certain conditions. The Action icon means if played from your hand, do this or that, and the Persistent icon gives you an ongoing effect. The World's End icon means the effect of this card only triggers at World's End, basically after the 3rd catastrophe has been revealed. And you can shake scoring up quite a bit, like Cherished here, which could see you return a card that you don't want in your trade pile to your hand. And the Drop of Life, which indicates bonus points while scoring. But beware, bonus doesn't always have to be positive. Like on Tiny here, the card is worth, 17 points, but you'll have to deduct 1 point for each other trait you played. Oh, and there's also so-called dominant traits, identified by the shiny star in the top right corner, which you can have a total of 2 of, and they will give you a bigger effect, like Echolocation here, which lets you draw a card at the beginning of your turn. I've really enjoyed the uniqueness of all the cards, and if you open your base game, you will also find a shiny card, which has the chance to be of a certain rarity according to the chart you also receive in the box. I got Trained right here, and I was lucky because it's a proto card with a chance of only 6%. This already alludes to the collectability aspect of Doomlings as well. If you check out the homepage, you'll see that there are loads of expansions, booster packs, and there's even this very sexy binder for displaying your cards. So, what is there not to like? There are a few cosmetic things that I noticed, and the biggest one for me is color consistency. Not sure whether this comes across perfectly on camera, but if you look at the backs of the cards, you'll see that some of them look a bit lighter and some darker in hue. This means that one could potentially identify some cards by looking at the backs. This can of course be solved by using sleeves, which they incidentally also offer in the store, but ideally this should be solved at the printer level. The cards themselves have a very nice feel to them. There are some spelling mistakes in the rulebook, also no biggie, but this is the 3rd edition, so I would have assumed that would have been ironed out by now. But that's actually it as far as I'm concerned. There are even 3 additional game variations mentioned in the rulebook, loads of expansions, like I said. The foiling, like in the proto card I have, is very nice. Maybe I'll get some boosters to look at the rainbow foil quality as well, and gameplay is a lot of fun. Just don't expect this to be a peaceful game, as traits can and will get stolen, changed, discarded, hands will rotate throughout the game, and the rules will change as well, thanks to the dynamic nature of the ages. Lots of fun for the family for sure. Let me know in the comments down below which expansion I should be checking out and what your favorite card is and what your way of playing is. Until then, see you next time on Tabletop Goodness.